So we're back, and we just did a very powerful exercise that I want to share with you guys. So if you just increased the number of your customers by just 10%, on top of that, if you increased your prices just by 10%, on top of that, if you increased the number of repurchases or reorders or repeat orders by just 10%, the cumulative effect of that would be an increase in your sales of 33%. Like, you'll get a third more sales. So these small tweaks in business, a small tweak here, a small tweak there, a small tweak there, is what can accumulate to really transform your business. Now, it sounds so logical, but how many of you are actually doing this? How many of us are actually sitting there every month and thinking, what can I improve by 10%? And then building on that every single month. SubhanAllah, this one exercise alone is worth the money that we paid. And I've actually got 3 pages full of gems. Obviously, I'm making my own notes, but I've also been making list of gems. And these are all, each line here is probably like an hour discussion and major breakthroughs. So basically, there's only 3 ways of increasing your sales. You either charge more, you have more customers, or you make your existing customers buy more. That's basically it.
What do you think is the best way?
Well, you want to do all 3 ideally. Sometimes it's easier to increase your prices than to increase the number of customers that you're able to attract. And depending on the business, you may be able to encourage more reorders and repurchasing by doing some sort of offer, some sort of promotion.
Do you have to increase the value of your product?
Not always, actually. Not always. 10% is not a lot. You're charging, let's say your product's £10, you change the price to 11. Nobody will notice. Nobody will complain. No one's gonna cry about it. I think it depends on the business, but at least once a quarter, you wanna have a look at. And they are actually mentioning you can be more aggressive. You can do 20, 20, 20. Increase your number of customers by 20%. Then increase the value of your average sale by 20%. And then also increase the frequency of the repurchases by 20%. And you can keep getting more and more aggressive. But let me see, there's some gems here. That was a good one. So let me tell you this was one that really hit me. You know, there's like generic things like complexity is the enemy of execution, right? So we know that and we try to implement it. But here was one that really stood out to me, which is a satisfied customer leaves. Only a raving fan will stay with you long term. A customer can just come in, be satisfied, and that's it, never come back again. But if you can turn them into a raving fan, they'll keep coming back and they'll stay with you for a long, long, long time. And this concept of a raving fan, he's mentioned it so many times that he said the ultimate goal of any business is to create raving fans. How many of us are actually building our businesses in that way, where we are obsessed about turning each customer into a fan, into not just a supporter, but someone who absolutely loves the business, the product, the vision, the mission. Most business owners just do the bare minimum to keep their customers happy. Not many go above and beyond. So that was interesting.
How do you turn a customer into a raving fan?
You must over deliver. You gotta over deliver to the point where they just can't believe how much. And let's think about it. How many businesses can you think of that have raving fans? It's not easy. It's not easy, and not many people are doing it, which actually gives you an advantage. If you start doing it, then that's it. It's going to be hard for you not to win in the game of business. Another one, let me give you one more. So many here. Oh, this is a good one. Let me give you one more. Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. A lot of entrepreneurs complain, oh, it's getting harder, it's getting more competitive, it's getting more difficult to run ads, blah, 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 blah. You're just complaining about how things are difficult. Just get better then. Make the effort to become better. It's like the saying of don't ask for the difficulty to be eased, but ask for your back to get stronger. Subhanallah. Now imagine, let me show you why that's important. Imagine I have the mindset of, oh, I wish things were easier. And you have the mindset of, I'm going to focus on getting better and stronger. I'll never be able to compete with you.
How do all of these things apply to Muslim entrepreneurs?
Well, to be honest, these are all generic business things. And the reason why it's important for Muslim entrepreneurs is because we want to use these things and get to the top 5%. That was an incredible statistic they shared yesterday. Can you guess how many businesses actually make more than £1 million a year? This is, if in America, less than 5%. 5 million a year, 0.4%. 10 million a year, 0.0006%. Subhanallah. So we want more Muslim businesses to be in the top 5%, the top 0.06%. And you don't get there by accident. You get there by constant growth, improvement, learning, implementing, testing, getting outside of your comfort zone, compressing decades of learning into days by attending stuff like this and learning from world-class trainers. Here's another one. A lot of people will fail on this. Most business owners are actually operators. They don't own the business. If they can't step away from the business for at least a month, ideally 3 months, then you're not a business owner. You're a business operator. And what that means, it means that basically you just have a very, very stressful job with a lot of risk. You stop working, the money stops. So you might as well, what's the point of being in business then? The whole point of business is to have financial independence, financial freedom, geographical freedom, all of these things. But most people are stuck at the level of being the main operator in their business. And that is a journey that I've tried to go on. Alhamdulillah, I can say that I'm definitely not the main operator of our Sequoia Homes business, Redwood Residences. I have equity in it. I may have started one of them, but I'm definitely not running any of those businesses now. And that's the shift that you go from founder to operator and eventually just want to be an owner. You do not want to be the one running the day-to-day forever.
What's the first step to making that transition?
I think the first step to making that transition is actually understanding why you don't want to be an operator forever and learning what's needed for you to become an owner, which may involve figuring out what kind of person you need, what kind of systems you need, what kind of team you need, and then being able to actually put that together. And every business is different. Some businesses you can just hire a talented manager and they can run the show. In other businesses you may need to bring in a proper CEO, give them equity and keep them engaged, and it really, really depends on the size of your business as well.
What if someone can't figure all of that out?
And most people can't, hence why you need professional help. You need professional help because you can't be expected to know all of these things. When you're running a business, it's there's so many things on your mind already. It's not easy to learn these concepts, implement these concepts, understand these concepts. So that's why it's important to learn and educate and grow.
I guess that's why stuff like this is really important.
Absolutely. Look, I think there's like how many thousands of people do you think live? There's probably maybe 5,000 people live, and maybe another 10,000 online participating in this. And people keep coming back to the same program. This is a 10K program, by the way, guys. This is $10,000 to do this program. It's no joke. And Tony Robbins' promises, if you don't get at least £1 million worth of value, I'll give you money back. That is the kind of a value that you can expect to get from this time. And I'll be honest, just from day one alone, we've got enough. Just day one alone, we got enough to go and be busy for another year improving things left, right, and center. Enough breakthroughs, enough things here, action points here that I've got, subhanallah. And we're just halfway through day 2 now. Anyways, let's get some food now, man, starving. What time is it? This is now 10 p.m. and we're only halfway through day 2.